We're live. Oh yeah, so we're gonna tell all. I've never done this before. These are my slippers. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna tell all of the shopkeepers
A
about
small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome family game.
Nice. Okay. I do this and maybe I'll try to do this in the morning. I gotta tell all the shopkeepers about the holes in reality. If I remember correctly. And, you know, do all the other stuff in my life. Yeah. Ask Ruby. I want to talk to Claude before we find Ruby. I know, and I have to get Kim to go to bed. Maybe I'm an ultra-liberal. I mean, a moralist. Should be more moralist. I'm a superstar moralist. Maybe I will.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Little girl, help! My Dick Mullen book ripped before I could go to the end. Do you know what happens?
Which book was it, sir?
Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. I haven't read that one yet. I wish I could help you.
What are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Oh, I found something while you were away.
What is it?
I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
A detective hat?
Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that. Right, I have to get back to my homework now, before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
Oh, I'm sorry, kid. She's got a endless supply of, Dick Mullen hats, though.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novel, crime fiction. These books, what's more, not a single mention. Shelves filled to the brim.
Okay. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. That is true.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people. This bookstore is not amidst the various books. You find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
Interesting.
Various paranatural books.
I can't have you end up...
What do I need to see it? Maybe it's Inland Empire. Let's put on our most imaginative outfit. My outfits aren't very imaginative, are they? Is that all I have? Makes me smart. Really don't have any sunglasses, I guess. Gives me a new kind of vision. Hi, Titch. Okay, let's see if
This bookstore, amidst the the point of the book, and various
I can't.
amidst the various the point of
I'm
the
just gonna hit all the
book and
buttons
many
over and
others
over.
on this various
Okay, well, that didn't help. I just changed my clothes awkwardly. There is a book there. Oh, shit.
Give up. You'll never find the answer. There's no other copy of Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity here.
But why?
Because that's how the world works. Some stories never get finished. You shouldn't expect there to be a tidy, satisfying ending. But, what if you never find out how your story ends?
Because you will someday when you die. There's got to be a way to solve this.
There isn't. If only you had more time, more resources. Who knows what you could have come up with?
Go to the frickin' library. Are you saying I'm gonna die soonish? Lordy.
Maybe if there had been more money and less speed. Or more speed. Or that, yes. Either way, you might have been able to come up with an answer. But not like this. Hang on, you can do this. Use your imagination. You know who the suspects are. Just make it up. So, who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Denuva, detective? Just fucking pick one.
Was Love did them in. Dirty police captain. The junkie art collector. The politician's twat son. Fuck you, book. It was Dick Mullen. Was Love did them in. I think it's a politician twat son.
Sure, why not? Everyone knows politicians are corrupt. And what's more corrupt than letting your entitled spawn run around offing people? Way to go, public corruption cop. You've seen firsthand how the powerful tip the scales of justice in their favor. But today you tip them back. Just a little.
Let's see. I don't have anything more to say to any of these people. Let's go play Suzerainty. Maybe. It takes 3 hours, is it? Let me go to bed. Oops. Yeah, there's a book I didn't pick up this time.
In your hands, you hold a brand new copy of the game, Suzerainty. It's snugly wrapped in a skin of plastic. The cover features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers loading goods onto a ship, while a richly dressed administrator oversees their work.
Shake of the box.
The box has a nice heft to it. You hear the rattle of individual wooden tokens and feel their weight shifting back and forth. What treasures wait in store for you? Even before you open it, you can tell that this will be a meaty game of grand strategy and complex player interactions.
Remove the plastic wrap.
The plastic wrap rips off as easily as a bodice in a tawdry historical romance.
Open that box.
There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick, full-color rulebook and more than a dozen pouches of various wooden components. Savor that new board game smell. A mix of wood, paper, and ink, all wrapped in the sweet must of cardboard.
Read the rulebook.
Welcome to Suzerainty, a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The rulebook is sumptuously illustrated and thick as a Gradian novel.
Economic strategy, more like rapacious plunder and exploitation. Am I right? Am I right?
The colorful illustrations depict cheerful workers picking apricots, hauling marble sculptures out of crumbling temples, and harvesting a strange magenta-leafed plant. Everyone is smiling. You begin to suspect there may be a political agenda to this so-called family game. Only one way to find out.
Keep reading.
The instructions are opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with. Fortunately, there are many diagrams and examples throughout. You soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective is to increase the suzerain's wealth and renown by accumulating victory points.
And how do you accumulate victory points?
That's where the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features 4 vassal nations, each one home to an economically important resource.
Okay.
Each turn, the player collects resources from vassals where they've placed workers. They may then rearrange their workers, fulfill contracts for coin and bonuses, or build structures back in Revachol. As you leaf through the pages, your eye catches on a sidebar labeled Advice for Beginners.
Read the advice.
Remember, there are many paths to victory in suzerainty, but successful players will find one strategy and commit to it wholeheartedly. Boring, boring, boring. Tear up this rulebook and commit some old-school atrocities.
How is the winner determined?
The actual scoring system appears infinitely complex, with a series of tables and appendices required to compute each player's final victory point total. You skip that part for now.
Okay, examine the components.
You open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several punch boards with other cardboard components that will need to be punched out before you can play.
Punch out the cardboard pieces one by one.
Each cardboard token makes a satisfying tsk as you pop it out. Soon, a neat pile of cardboard coins and counters has accumulated before you.
What? You're not going to offer to let me punch any of them out?
Check out the wooden tokens.
In addition to the worker and building tokens used by each player, there are also several piles of colorful resource tokens, each representing one of the game's 4 principal resources. From the Empire of Safre, orange apricot tokens. From Ilmarat, the ancestral name of Ilmara, grey marble block tokens. From the Seminine Islands, white sacks of sugar tokens. And from Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza, magenta tokens for unprocessed cocaine leaves.
Oh, those are nice.
Put the components away.
You hold the open game box before you.
Hey, Kim, wanna play?
The lieutenant looks over the rulebook before he sees something that makes his eyes go wide.
Holy shit. The average playing time for this game is 1 to 6 hours. I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
Let's find out.
What? Does the lieutenant hate fun? Is he the fun police?
What item have made you the fun police?
The lieutenant gives you a sour look. He may or may not hate fun, but either way, he does not appreciate your attitude.
Come on, Kim.
What is detective work if not an elaborate game? You need logical inference, attention to detail, the ability to analyze your opponent's motives.
Come on, it might help us think of more creative solutions to the case.
I do feel like my thinking has become somewhat rigid. Maybe a little diversion to keep the mind limber is just what's in order.
It's late at night, we're not getting anything done.
See? He's doing the hard work himself. All he needed was a little nudge.
All right. You've convinced me. How do we play?
I don't know, let's wing it. I read the rules already, I'll show you.
You explain the basic setup procedures to the lieutenant, who seems to be a quick study. You each take your bag of tokens and counters and unfold the board between you.
I feel like he's scamming me. He already knows how to play this game.
In the center is the crown of Revachol. Radiating outward are her colorful vessels, each one supplying some raw material desired by the suzerain. Apricots from Safre, archaeological treasures from Ilmarat, sugars from the Seminine Islands, and magenta cocaine from Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza. There's also a neat little log to keep track of your progress in case you need to put the game away and return to it later. The lieutenant goes first. He draws a contract card and moves several of his workers to the Safre territory off the board, and the others to the Seminine Islands.
All right, detective. Your turn.
You have a few options available to you. Will you try to fulfill contracts right away, or rearrange your workers to maximize production on future turns? Remember what the rulebook said. you'll want to choose a strategy early on and stay committed to it.
All right, let's try to fulfill a contract.
You draw a contract card offering a number of coins in exchange for archaeological treasures. You place all your workers on the Ilmarat territory. On your next turn, you produce 6 units of archaeological treasure and fulfill the contract for a handful of coins.
Not bad.
But not good enough, the lieutenant seems to be saying. As he completes his own contract card, the lieutenant is rewarded with 4 coins and a round wooden token that he places in the center of the board.
That's a market. It's worth 2 victory points.
Hey, why don't I get one of those? Kim glowers silently.
The lieutenant returns your baleful look with a satisfied grin.
They're a little competitive.
Come on, is that your game face? You're practically broadcasting your position to the lieutenant with that expression. Glancing over the board, you see several possible strategies. Pressing more workers into service would increase your economic output and help you to survive a possible conflict with the lieutenant. Or you could ignore your labor supply and focus on fulfilling contracts for points and resources. Those aren't your only options. You could also show your workers how much you appreciate them by investing some of that wealth in them. After all, they're the ones producing wealth for the suzerain.
Nobody ever got rich being nice to their workers.
Well, sure, you can do that. It's just not a terribly effective strategy, but then it's up to you.
Let's see. Focus on fulfilling contracts.
Who cares about workers or territories when the real action is in Revachol? You spend your turns fulfilling contracts for sweet coins and one-time bonuses. After several turns, you have a neat pile of cardboard coins and several units of archaeological treasure, which you trade in to build a museum. You place a cylindrical piece of wood on the Revachol section in the middle of the board. It's meant to stand in for a beautifully adorned edifice filled with ancient wonders.
Well played, detective. That museum is worth 3 victory points.
Now it's the lieutenant's turn to respond. He moves aggressively onto the Safre territory. Soon, his workers are producing a steady supply of extremely valuable apricots. How can you let the lieutenant dominate you like that? You need to hit back, and hard. For several turns, you struggle to respond to the lieutenant's burgeoning apricot empire. Eventually, you relocate the majority of your workers to Supremawindi and Saramaritsa, where they begin producing a bumper crop of cocaine tokens. You draw a new contract card. According to the text, there's an aristocrat willing to trade a large supply of cocaine for a number of coins and access to a rare bonus. Amplified music worth 7 victory points.
How disco.
Oh yeah, baby. Cocaine and rock music go together like cocaine and rock music. You've reached a critical strategic juncture. How do you respond to the lieutenant's aggression?
Rock and roll, baby.
It takes several turns, but you slowly begin accumulating the cocaine necessary to complete the contract. When you do, it practically rains cardboard coins on your side. Feels good, doesn't it? But you know what would feel even better?
You're gonna say drugs, aren't you?
Drugs, specifically uppers. You should find some the first chance you get. While you daydream about speed, the lieutenant has built himself a formidable economic engine of his own. The end game is upon you. How will you spend the vast resources you've acquired for the glory of the suzerain? Flipping through the manual, you find the most expensive structure in the game, the Revacholian victory column, worth 12 victory points. If you can successfully build it, victory would be all but assured. Alternatively, you could try launching a trade war to crush the lieutenant's economy, or you could blow all that money on a public education system for your worker tokens. The choice is yours.
For almighty Revachol!
Using the substantial coins and resources you've accumulated from diligently fulfilling contracts and constructing trade routes, you spend your final turns constructing the ultimate structure in the game, the Revacholian victory column. With a triumphant flourish, you remove a rectangular token from one of the satchels and place it next to your museum cylinder in the center of the board.
Behold my vast accomplishments.
They're nice tokens, yes. Very impressive. Now, let's tally up the scores, shall we?
Computing the final scores is almost a game unto itself. You each spend an inordinate amount of time making stacks of coins, consulting tables, and struggling with basic addition and multiplication. After double, then triple checking your maths, you have your final score. 35 victory points. The suzerain will be extremely pleased.
I've got 26 points. Looks like you won convincingly. Well played, detective. Now let's clean up and get back to work.
You hold the open game box before you.
Okay, put it away. Thanks, Kim. Okay, can I go to bed now?
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting.
Can I go to bed? Sir, I want to go to bed.
Hey, was there something you needed?
Nope. Kim, just let me go to bed. See you in the morning. Thank you, Kim. Jesus. Thought you were gonna follow me around all night. You won't hear me sneak out. Wearing. What would be good to talk to her about? Well, let's see. I mean, I know what I'm talking to her about. What would be good to wear while I'm talking to her about this? Let's see. No. An outfit. Let's see. My Dick Mullen hat. Nice. I think go for a shivers. Oops. A shivers. I need my weird bolo. Where's my bolo? Am I wearing it? I'm wearing it, okay. Brown. Kind of want coat. That's dead sexy right there. Okay.
As you look back, you think, so love did do him in, after all.
I was right.
If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft palate.
So rude. Looks like love did him in after all.
She's silent, holding on to her coffee mug. No vapor rises from it. It's cold. It appears this one has not been entirely corrupted. This may help. This may help the others see.
Say nothing and let her answer.
Yeah. I'd like to think he didn't love me. Or that it was chemically induced and not real.
Why?
Easier that way.
Was it real?
I don't know.
What's going on, kitty? You look very, very scared. Go kill it. Like, no, it's okay. Ghosty. Alright. I don't know. She looks down at the yard, then back at her coffee.
There's a nod. The smallest of nods.
It was, wasn't it? Everybody loved everybody and nobody said anything. Now everybody's dead. Son of a bitch. What if Gore's dead?
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation.
Found your buoy. It was empty, just seawater.
Oh,
Did you take the documents?
no, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employer gave them to me. In truth, I should have destroyed them.
Perhaps the people who are after you took it.
They couldn't know where I put it. I'm absolutely sure I was not followed. And I've told no one but you. You mentioned seawater? I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch. The documents were probably just washed away.
Why do I feel like you've won here? I do. She does win.
I really don't know, sir. I certainly don't feel like I've won. I feel like shit, sir. All the time.
This turned out well for you. You've slipped past all suspicion.
Clearly, I haven't. We're having this conversation, aren't we? How well could it have gone, I mean?
The wet wind, heavy with brine and industrial pollution from the stacks nearby, ruffles her hair.
I'm stuck in Martinez just like all of us. I've been up here for... I don't know how long now. I like to call this my rooftop containment facility.
What do you contain for them?
For my sins, of course. The long-standing sins of a bad, frivolous person. For destroying my first love. For working for bad people. The list goes on and on.
Something seems off with this theory I've developed about Ruby.
I don't know what to say.
It all seems fortuitous for you.
None of this is fortuitous for me.
The dried flowers on the roof. Could Ruby have left them? They don't fit with anything.
The what? Oh, those ones. I don't know, sir. I said I have no idea what to make of them. Honestly, I think they're just trash. I mean, there's no reason for me to think they're somehow connected to her.
That's it then, I guess.
She nods, slowly, carefully even. There is suddenly a strange glint in her eyes. Not malicious, but dangerous.
Now that Kim isn't here, let's talk about Sunday night.
Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you you're a police officer.
One of the first things I remember doing in Elysium.
Wow. Elysium. You don't hear that term often.
She's a glib girl, but she liked the wording.
Did you hear something Sunday night from my room?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Did I have any visitors?
I can't say. Probably not. Sounded like you were flying solo.
You mentioned loud disco music?
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them. Were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Mostly just gets hard, doesn't it?
It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time you were yelling along to it.
What was I singing?
That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Then what happened?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
Are you sure I wasn't being assaulted?
No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room. A window was smashed, the tape player probably, the song stopped. And furniture too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Was there anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Say nothing.
She feeds herself another cigarette.
Okay. Let's return to this later. Well, actually, yes I do. 1 second. Mind
Two
my brain.
neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman having sex. A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth. 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
So the shot could have come from somewhere further out than the roof.
It is possible that it came from B prime. You can't know. The lieutenant would probably agree that.
Okay. That's okay. I just wanted to refresh myself about where to go look for the other. So we'll head out tomorrow. I've heard there's a thing I could do here.
The lieutenant, no response. What are you doing? Still, where is he? Isn't it party o'clock? Doesn't he want to go for a little drive? Anything to not face the hanged disco man yet.
Tap out the tune Kim whistled on the swing set.
You hear the sound of a drawer closing, followed by the shuffling of feet.
Is that you, Harry? What time is it?
I'm not ready to go to sleep yet.
Bad dreams? You'll get used to them, I promise. Sometimes it helps to go for a short walk. Good night, Harry.
Oh, I got the achievement! Aww. I mean, that wasn't very helpful, but... You got bad dreams? Just shut the fuck up and go to sleep. It'll be fine. Thanks, Kim. Okay.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
Go to sleep.
The unchanged linens are only getting greasier and greasier every time you crawl among them. Like some wounded animal, you close your eyes and ask for sleep. Just some hours of regular sleep, please.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea. Until they're suddenly light.
Pardon me.
This respite, you've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up and swivel you around while you forget everything you've managed to remember.
But I've been bad. I haven't earned this.
No, you haven't. You've just been.
Is this the last dream?
No, this is the one before that. We'll just keep cycling it for you if you don't mind. As long as we can. Spin it like black yarn.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Thank you, darkness. Thank you.
You're welcome, Harry boy. You earned it.
Fall into a deep, uninterrupted sleep.
After centuries of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You actually feel rested. There's no time to cuddle with your pillow, however, or as much as shiver from the cold. The world awaits.
Go.
Go. Volition says it's time to go, Harry boy. Get up, get up, get up. What is it that heals my health? I might go buy some. I might head to the Frit and get some stuff, and then we'll go look for Ruby. Or should I do... Need 4 points. Hmm. Good morning! Hello, Kim.
Yes?
Nothing. What have I got left on my ledger to do that I can do before we find Ruby? No. No, you won't let me do that. I can do these 2 things. Let's go, Kim. Up bright and early. Alright.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and
Bad
Biographies of Famous People.
Plaisance, I have something to tell you. I found the actual source of doom.
What do you mean, actual source? I thought this issue was resolved.
My investigation has led me to discover a 2mm intraplanetic hole in reality. That's the source of doom, both in the commercial area and in Martinez.
What?
She wasn't expecting this. At least not the word intraplanetic.
A tiny hole in reality. It may be connected with Pale, an origin point of sorts. It would explain why historically so many things have ended in failure here in Martinez.
Ma'am, what he's saying is true. We found an anthroponetic anomaly in the small Pinewood church down the coast. I don't mean to be an alarmist, and more research is needed, but it's not looking good.
But that's not in any of the ancient texts. How am I supposed to protect my bookstore from that?
She's too afraid to even say the word.
You can protect it with hope by refusing to give up. That's what people have done in the past by building a church, a place of worship around this thing.
You're right, officer. I mustn't lose faith, especially now that Annette is finally settling in at school and making friends. No, we can't just leave. Besides, didn't I have some Sailite hope catchers round here somewhere? I must find them. Everything will be all right if I can just find them. Thank you for your help in any case. You're welcome back here anytime.
Farewell for now, bookkeeper. Okay, we are going to... Let's see, which one did I want to do? I had to do this one, but I don't think I have enough... Why am I have enough time? I want to do this one and cleaning out the rooms and motorway south. But what do I need to get rid of? Let's see. Coco de Mar. No, I need that one. Guillaume. What are my sight caps right now? 3. Anything I'm gonna need to boost up? Just Inland Empire maybe. Visual calculus, suggestion, electrochemistry, and composure. Don't think I'm gonna raise those anymore. Bringer of the law. I need hand-eye coordination. I already passed that check. All, let's see, pain threshold, all 1. Better loot. Really need better loot. Let's forget the Jamrock Shuffle. And put... Here comes the thing. I could do this one. It doesn't take very long and I might need it. Yeah, you have to I need like 4 more skill points and then a lot of time. Let's go talk to what's her face. Easiest way to get there. This way. And then I want to buy some health stuff while I'm on this side of the coast. And then we will go to the boardwalk. Nice bear fridge. That was the stairs. I'm gonna crawl up this little ice bear fridge. Talk to guard.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a dye?
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Hey, Nia, the curse is real, and I figured out why it spared you.
Didn't we already talk about this?
Because you're not in the same building as the others, this is technically the doomed commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture, its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
No, this used to be a coal plant. You're in a chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
Let's just say I have my own methods. Unusual methods.
And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces.
No one's ever really safe from failure.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
What?
Do you know what this is?
Your lucky charm? Some kind of ward?
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
See, the curse is real. I bet you didn't run this little jewelry shop from the protective depths of the chimney.
No, you're right. I didn't. It wasn't just a jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
I don't call it a dump. You've made it nice and cozy here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world. But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
I think I found the actual source of the curse.
You mean the curse that I'm spared of because I live outside its immediate reach?
Yes, well, about that. It's a bit more complicated than I first thought it would be.
I'm listening.
There's a 2mm hole in reality located in a church on the other side of the canal. I think it may be related to the Pale.
Excuse me? A 2mm hole in reality? This can't be true.
I'm afraid it is, ma'am. Sona Lukanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, made the discovery.
Sona is involved in this? So it's even worse than I thought. It's not just the commercial area that's cursed, it's the entire world.
She looks outside the window where daylight has filled the yard.
I want to go so far as to say the entire world is doomed.
Just Martinez? In any case, thank you for stopping by. It's good to have an answer, even if I can't claim to understand it fully.
Okay. Well, now that I've ruined your day, ma'am, I'll see you later. Maybe. Just rustling about in the dark. Ooh. Is that a mouse I just saw? God, Kim, there's things living in this place. Put our thing away. Okay, Kim, let's get the hell out of here. Actually, let's go get some drugs, but like the legal drugs. There's a hole in reality. Yellow roses in the window, those aren't like the flowers left for Clausier.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
Very nice. I need...
is this about the...
I need drugs. What the drug
A
case?
colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol...
Kid, I need some drugs.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Dramamine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. I don't really know what hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising. Uh-huh.
I think I need Dramamine. Oh, okay. It tells me, duh.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Thanks to you and Saint Baptiste. Good old Saint Baptiste. Okay, let's... I did all this. Let's go here. Come on, Kim. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Okay. This probably... Long way down to your death from here, 20 meters at least. Let's see. What's Tron have
Hello.
to say?
Isn't this a fine morning?
Yes. Bye.
You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Tomorrow's just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Why do I feel like I know this place?
Indeed, somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before when it rained in Martinez, and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It has been in you ever since.
Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Wow, look at all the things you have to do. Hopefully I don't biff it, but I have to find the empty traps and listen to Lena's story, her true story. I have to go on a date, make an awful phone call. Which one? I have to confront pigs and establish a nightclub and just... That's amazing.
Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city. Whatever you thought would happen did not. And now you're just standing there in the pale of the morning, with your hands fallen to your side.
Turn to the lieutenant. She could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails, if we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Looks behind him at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. An adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept urban coast. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold.
Okay. We'll just do a little walkabout. Have we asked her, this guy, have we seen... Tron, have you seen Ruby?
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning? Sure. What's on your mind? But of course. What else?
I'm looking for the suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
I wonder where he's staying. He's not staying at the Whirling and Rags, so does he just drive away every day? Or is he staying wherever the cops are staying? I mean, they live like a 20-minute drive, so they just drive out here for 20 minutes every day and then drive home at night. Like late at night. They're there till late at night. Watching me. Like freaks. Freaks. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
I gotta put on some fancy... I gotta look. Should probably have visual calculus up anyway. I have much that helps me. I don't have anything that's dragging me down. Perception hat. Maybe a little perception hat. Ah, yes. Okay. Let me... 5. I don't have anything negative. What I could do is smoke a ciggy, man. Oh shit, I'm out of cigarettes. Buy some cigarettes.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner, unable to piece together the big picture just now. There's a hole in their hypothesis.
I'm dumb.
The scattering of bullet holes looks like one giant smiling mouth, smiling its deadly smile, laughing at you, and the world, and the living.
Walk away. Oh. Okay. I get across here. Box. Hello? A door, a building, a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? So I have a vast and complex theory that before November, when Clause arrived, there was a big shootout in the church. Right before Tiago. Go farther than this. Why is it... Maybe I have to be on the other side. Hello, listen.
The trap is filled with dead
Locusts. Got it. Okay. So, right before Tiago and before everybody...
A few locusts trudge along the wall of...
There was a shootout in the church. I believe I talked to
The
somebody about.
dome-shaped plastic boy bobs up
And I think Harry was there. Where was I going with this? Totally lost my brain there for a second. What's going on? Anyway, he's been here before. Where I was going with this. God, if I have to get visual calculus up. Ugh. Doo-doo-doo. Been everywhere. Well, I don't know what I was gonna say, but all I know is that I'm pretty sure Harry's been here before and has like suppressed memories of this place.
an old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while.
Could
You
this
see a handle.
could this structure been used to take the shot?
From here to the whirling, I can't see how. The church is in the way.
Good point. You're very smart, Kim. Smart little bastard. Okay. Well, I've got 3 hours to kill. Oh, down by the church, I think. Around here, actually. Away. Go behind the church, I guess.
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody?
Him?
What? Kim? No, it's you. You and the seagull are just alike.
Why am I like a seagull?
Think about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation. The seaside was paradise once. They were birds of that paradise. Then their paradise became shit city. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash cans, killing and eating pigeons. No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you.
Wait, have I eaten a burger out of the trash?
You have. The body remembers.
Fucking right. Whatever it takes to survive. I am the seagull.
Own it. Steal hot dogs. Shit in the sand. Whatever it takes to keep going.
Okay. I had an epiphany, Kim. I am the seagull. Look at that guy. He's like, piss off. I don't know why seagulls freak me out. They just seem devious. Actually, let me stand for the church. Okay, I can go. I gotta get some cigarettes. We can't get away without a smoke. I love that yellow light coming out of this glass building. It's amazing. What's new?
A colourful...
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. Here you go, mister.
Thanks. Oh, get out of here. It's snowing. Have I done the shivers in the... Snowing over here. Let's smoke a ciggy? Aye. Much smarter than I was. Look at me, smoking cigarettes makes me smart. Oh, I love the snow. So beautiful the way they did it. What would raise my... what is it that I need? It was conceptualization. What was it? Was it
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall,
I did that.
reaching from one corner to the other.
Well, maybe I'll get it later. Let's go try this shivers check one more time, since it's available. I've literally been everywhere. I don't think there's anywhere you could be that I haven't been. I have walked the earth. I know it intimately. Why do I run like that? Alright, let's go.
The once bright mural towers above you, saying, Feld Electrical, R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away. Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure to low pressure, like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it.
Where does it go?
In through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust on the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk, its winding tunnels, a whisper away.
What is happening?
She's down there.
I think she's down there, below this building.
Okay. Why?
The wind told me.
So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
Finally, my time to shine.
There's a ladder next to the sign. Perhaps we can climb it, enter through the roof.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break if the ladder fails.
Alright. Let me look. This
A
ladder.
rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
Let's assess the situation.
The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded and the peeling rust is razor sharp. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's what, 3 meters above the ground? And you're 180?
180 seems about right.
Not to mention that the roof is collapsing and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, what if you were to do something more subtle? What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? Yeah, because falling from that height seems, well, splat. So don't do that. Just, you know.
What if I don't climb? What if I just teleport?
Teleportation is not a thing.
Come on, Kim. Where's your adventurous spirit?
This really has nothing to do with adventure. We are dealing with basic physics here.
It won't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
I saw Tiago climbing. I know all about climbing.
All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is...
Do it.
Zoot, zap, pow, crinkle.
Crinkle.
It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear, your atoms fading out of existence.
There you go.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Yes, I teleported. I'm that good.
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement.
I did it, Kim. I teleported.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
Nope, I teleported.
No, not like a regular person. Like a phase spider.
A phase spider.
The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear.
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring with a backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
Okay. Central support beam has been destroyed by heavy artillery fire. Do I think somebody could have taken a shot from here? Can I look? Stones fall. It's a long way down. Look at that. There's a man with a hat and a star eyeball. He's crying. Some hopscotch? Possibly aliens? I don't know. Glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see out. for Ruby. Okay. A faded picture postcard from the end of the last century shows Martinez as it was before the revolution. It's the height of summer. Rue de Gislaine is teeming with parasol-wielding bourgeois and wild pines flag buttresses the walkway. And wild pines flags buttress the walkway. Nothing is written on the back. This is my speakers. I got a Kit Kat. Oh my god, a freaking mouse. You should take out your flashlight. Is that right? I do. You know why I'm alone? Should boost myself a little. Evil underneath, it won't mind. This collapse nearly sealed the basements. One can barely squeeze by. Antiquated office furniture, last century maybe? Brought down and forgotten so long ago. This overturned table is covered in orange mildew, crawling with something. He didn't know nothing.
2 rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door. It's been here under the boardwalk for a while.
Who's there?
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around and help me get the door open.
Push the door open.
The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a side and put some strength into prying it open. With the help of your partner, the 2 metal panels slide open with a creak.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that.
How did we even get there?
After you climbed up to the roof, you mean? There's a maintenance entrance under the boardwalk. It's next to a drain pipe, possibly a storm drain. It was easy to miss before.
He's quite proud of himself.
Well, could have saved me the effort.
At least now we have an exit, so let's get going. It's time to investigate these passages.
All right. Old file folders in the cart. Documents silvery with mold. E. Oh. Let's see. What kind of coat did I just find? Dressed for the occasion. A muted brown suit jacket, perfect for a day at the office or an evening at a cafe. Red rose at the bottom of the left breast pocket is slowly wilting. Look at me, look at me. Hell yeah. My brown pants. Oh my god. Look at me. I'm not very dramatic, and I'm not very good at speaking. Eat a froggy. God, look at that. That's kind of a nice outfit. Maybe not the green shoes. Maybe some fallen athletic wear. Maybe not. Don't I have the boring pants? Oh, look at my empathy shoes. Nice. What do we got here? Yeah, not that much. That'd be logical. Let's see. What do we need with Ruby? What do you think? What do you think? Probably need this. Shivers. Drama. I feel like we need some empathy with Ruby. Reaction speed. And maybe a little pain threshold. What shirts do I have? Rhetoric and Inland Empire are not very good. Anything. Rhetoric. Oh, I need my I'm looking at you through my empathy glasses. I feel your pain. Cool. Cool. Okay, well, I think this looks interesting. I feel very sympathetic to the plight of poor wayward young ladies. In the beam of the flashlight, a crevasse in the wall. Ooh. Ooh. What is this? Stale fabric smell and dust. No one slept here in months, maybe years. These pots and plates are full of dust and spider webs.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. A plaque reads, K. Mazov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait.
Brush the dust off the portraits.
Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit silly. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand. Hands sweep across the sand, grains sticking to the frayed skin of the fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete and taps his fingers against the glass of a scope. You shudder.
Look, Kim, it's Comrade Mazov.
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here. They left a long time ago.
The lieutenant does not seem to share your enthusiasm.
A long time ago. How long?
Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing. I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but that's all been looted.
What's with all these secret weapon caches and secret bunkers?
We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers.
Good hiding place for someone who's up to no good.
Maybe I should move in here. Seems cozy.
I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case.
Could it be connected to the Mazov bust we found in the students' room?
Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. The youths always go for this kind of stuff.
Could someone have stopped through here recently?
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
Okay. The same slit window you saw from outside. Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed. Ancient flyers and brochures. Ooh. Ooh. To Mazovian socioeconomics. Friendly neighborhood communard. Oh, that's a hat.
This hat is so soft, so warm. It wraps around your head, and your mind tingles with all manner of socio-economic theory.
This is an Ushanka, right?
Kraz Mazov would have worn this Ushanka. Mazov knew where to cook those thoughts. That's why it bears a Mazovian logo. Glory to the revolution, comrade. Whether you like it or not, wearing this hat has made you more communist.
Lordy, lordy. Okay. Think I need to be on my toes here. Let's get out. Come on, how do I get out of here? Weird hidden entrance here. Hello? There we go. Alright, I'm gonna save here. Let's see. There's something in the air and a natural buzzing. The tunnel collapsed. You'll have to find another way around. Footprints. Look, footprints. It's getting louder, the buzzing sound. There's footprints too. Why can't I see the footprints? I don't have enough visual calculus. Am I good enough? Okay, I'll put on my sympathy glasses here. Logic.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell.
Lieutenant, do you feel something?
No. What do you mean?
Pain, a strange tingling.
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
Hold on, you really don't feel anything?
No, but you are the sensitive one.
It's not a quib. The situation is dangerous.
I saw them too. Footprints with the right sole worn smooth.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. This part of town is a fine clockwork puzzle. Disturb its peace, and it will start breaking down uncontrollably. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail.
We still don't know the full extent of Everett's plans. I told Joyce maybe we should see Everett again.
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but...
He just can't be sure. Maybe it will yield something useful.
Well, we solved the strike deadlock by telling Joyce about the Union's plans.
I still don't think that was a good idea. But yes, our affairs with the Wild Pines are in order, since she isn't in Martinez anymore.
Someone's been a very busy boy. Good on you.
How bad do you think things could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done.
What do you think is waiting for us there?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
Should I go talk to Everett first? Put the thought in my head. Damn it, Kim. Damn it, Kim. I think I need to. Little bottle. Buried in the sand. Ugh. Just real quick. I should buy some more, damn, all my drugs are gonna wear off. Like I can't fast travel right to this Blobo's house. Here it's more like a weird freight system song.
So, the ship has sailed. Did you see it? I know you did. Tell me, what did it look like as it grew smaller and smaller when that mainsail dropped behind the horizon?
There's a mean little light in its eyes.
Did it look like a germ? Did it look like a piece of bacteria?
His tone is totally different now. The jolly man of the people is gone, and so is the smile. His jaw is clenched, and his quadruple chin is quivering with hatred. This is decades of hatred speaking right now.
No, it looked like a boat sailing away. I don't understand. What do you mean?
Don't worry, Harry. He does. At least I think he does.
You wanted us to relay all this information to her.
That this is a takeover? That I want a war? God, I hope you also told her about the drug trade. They absolutely hate getting their hands dirty with that. You can kill 1 million people, but if you do something the police doesn't like, well, then you're out of the yacht club. Goodbye, you inhuman fuck.
Now I know why you've been so forthcoming.
No, Harry. What we have is real. We're working men. This here is real.
So this was your plan all along, for me to relay this information to her.
Harry, I can't see into the future. We are all playing by ear on this planet.
But
I had no idea she'd react so strongly.
Really? But you did want me to relay info to her.
I did. I knew the negotiations would go better with police officers telling her horror stories from inside the harbour. It's scarier this way. Turns out it was a magnificent strategy. I never thought it'd so fundamentally fuck her up.
How do you know she left?
Harry, I bugged her cabin. I bugged her whole boat. I had cameras surveying her boat. Hell, I even wanted to bug that thermal cap. But my boys advised against it.
They must have done it while Joyce was busy questioning the locals.
You've been listening to our conversations all the time.
Not me personally. I had guys recording and processing this information for me.
Oh, the Hardy Boys?
Hell no! They'd fuck it up. They can't do anything right. I mean my real boys. My special task force boys.
Where are these boys?
They sure as hell aren't hanging out in the open with beers in their hands for the cops to question. They're pros, Mr. Kitsuragi.
You used me.
Harry, you made a conscious decision to relay that information to her. You could have kept it for yourself.
What's gonna happen now? But she said she's insane like me.
She's not insane. What did she tell you?
Told me she's over-radiated from the Pale Transit.
No, she's not. She's a sentimental alcoholic. They all are. Never take a drop and you'll be 8 laps ahead of those upper-class winos. Just like old Mr. Clare here. Try it. You'll be a real super detective.
Oh, fuck off. I don't drink more than everybody else. Is that what it takes? I'll do it for the working class. It's actually good advice. I might...
Don't just say it, Harry. Do it. We gotta be more disciplined than they are, or we'll lose.
So, what's gonna happen now?
What was always going to happen? We take the harbour and she fucks off to Ozon, uncorks a bottle of wine, calls her partners, and says they need to distance themselves from this nasty business before the big shit spinner splashes everyone. Only difference is the Union doesn't have to lose 2,000 men to machine gun fire.
Damn it, Everett, I was hoping I had somehow gotten to fuck you over in the end. Look, I just want to do police work.
Yes, of course, Harry. That's why you went to her and relayed every little thing I told you. You knew something. Something big. And you wanted to see what happens when you tell someone. So you told her. Anyone who's ever been close to power will tell you, Inside information is the sweetest thing in the world. It's better than money. It's better than pussy. Money only makes you special for some salesmen. Pussy only makes you special for yourself. Information makes you special for all mankind. It's the ticket to history. Right on, Harry. What you did was participate in history. When history calls, you have to pick up. You had no choice. None of us ever do. A hard disco cop like you, I knew you weren't one to resist temptation.
You know what, Detective? I am going to leave this out of my report, and I suggest you leave it out of yours too.
Just look at the three of us. The three careless boyaderos. Good times, good times.
What the fuck now?
Now we let bygones be bygones because there's work to do. For me and for you. I suppose there was a reason you came here, so let's have it. What can I help my best friend and comrade with today?
Well, you remember the container I asked you about? Turns out there's a mega rich light bending guy inside.
Mega rich light bending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
He's so rich he can get in anywhere.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega rich light bending guys.
Nothing can stop an innovative mind.
Honestly, Harry, we might be moving a spot of drugs through this harbour, but I won't be caught transporting the light bending mega rich. I have a reputation to protect.
Oh my god. Yes, for God's sakes, you're socialists. And Mega Rich are people too. He's a nice man. Gave me some stock ticks.
No, they're not. They're vermin, and one just found a way inside my container. Soon, he'll bring the others. All three of them. Thank you for telling me. I'll see to this immediately.
Yeah, all three of the Mega Rich dudes. I mean...
I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Look, my gun.
My. She's quite the looker, Harry. You can't imagine how pleased I am the two of you are reunited. Tell me, was it difficult to convince the pigs to give it up?
Not at all.
I knew you could handle it. I know my special policeman. Anyway, I'm glad you're all right and armed again, Harry. Now, what can Everard Clare do for you?
Any more questions about the harbor?
I'm always happy to educate and entertain you, my friend. Very nice, Harry. Is there anything else?
I'm leave now, but we might talk again later.
Mr. Dubois, every work...
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
Yeah, I guess I do, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse. A workhorse. For hard work.
What hard work do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Fucking ride till I die, bitch.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
Sure, and I got that giant novelty check from Everett.
Wasn't easy getting that giant novelty check from Everard. Took some ingenuity to get into the harbor, but you got in, and you took that bribe as hard as any cop's taken it.
Yeah, and Everett gave me a fiver.
He did. Yes, he did. And you took it. Took it and put it in your pocket. Ka-ching, baby doll. Officer Hustle riding shotgun.
Oh, and then there's pawning stuff to that suspicious Roy guy.
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off.
Okay.
Law officer style.
I guess I made some gills for sure.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No, I'm not, actually.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
Fucking taxes, man.
That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol?
I thought there were no taxes.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gossamer state's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
No fucking way. I guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now. This is like a perfect number.
What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
Bleeding nipples are kind of a pain, but how will deregulation help with that?
It's all about the tax issue, hustler. No other problem in the world is as pressing as top marginal tax rates. And don't you fucking forget it.
That sounds like a lot of poppycock. A poppycock? On up the stairs, and we will head back. That was a bit of a diversion. Stairs. Go down the stairs, please! Please! Okay. Indirect modes of taxation. First, you have a side bitch ideology cooking somewhere. Don't sweat it. Fighting indirect taxation for the Gossamer state is compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now. Unless you don't want to be an anarchist. Whatever. Stuff this meal ticket in your eye socket and let's see if we can steal some love back from the robber barons at the customs agency and the banditos at the Insulindian Financial Oversight and Competition Committee. Yeah, it's a competition. Okay. Let's go to some fish and shacks. Hello, old lady. It's still morning. Just been having the morning. Okay. Hello? Oh, I gotta go this way. Okay. Oh, we gotta go below. Below. Okay.
This isn't just glass. These are old computation components.
These are computer components?
Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass, slides with an inlaid nervous system.
How'd they do that and why?
The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river where they were manufactured. As to why, Your fingers don't know.
Hey, Kim, look, old cybernetics.
So it is. I think it is used to form a single system, slotted in the wall.
So this is all that remains of Feld R&D?
The rest of the building seems to have been picked clean.
Could this be part of the Feld playback experiment?
These? No. These are old filament memories. I hope you're not expecting to find a device here. You will be disappointed.
Okay. That'd be cool. But I won't hold out hope. Okay. Need to... Let's see, what do we want to delete? And what do we want to do? One more door? No. We're gonna do... Let's clean out the room. 5 hours. Insulin Miracle. Precious World. So many I want to do. Precarious World, excuse me. Sense of defeat. All red checks fail. Well, let's not do that one. Let's see. Temporary research bonus, none. Cleaning out the rooms. Motorway South. Visual calculus is, something. Okay. What do we want to get rid of? Caustic. -1 authority couldn't stop her from leaving all motor ethics caps. Bringer of the law. I need much more hand-eye coordination. Okay. Don't want that one. One more door. No. There's so many good things. Cleaning out the rooms. Right. Okay. So high as a kite.
Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse. Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Doesn't wish to hurt you, not according to your ear canals. Wait, no, not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways.
Cover your ears.
No, buddy, that's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
Okay, you're under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain.
Are you going to kill me too?
No, I'm not going to fucking kill you. If that had been my plan, you'd be dead already. All things considered, I'm being pretty reasonable here. I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing. It's the ULAN frequency, blasted from that pale emitter that Angus mentioned.
I saw your equations. It's the Ulan frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pale, literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
What is that thing the CIA claims, kind of weird laser thing that makes people have, like, massive headaches or something?
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She's been holed up in here for a while with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose.
How did you get your hands on this thing?
I built it myself.
And she's proud of it too, as she ought to be. This is way beyond your abilities.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Way beyond.
Will they stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Experienced a compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey.
Could you please just turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Turn this.
God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
The gun she's carrying is a 2-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but she can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this.
How did you know we were coming?
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while.
By hiding bullets under floorboards?
So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised.
Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's been betrayed.
She didn't rat you out, by the way, Isabel, the washerwoman?
So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back.
Preparing for the worst?
I was. Before I caught you in the pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
Did you shoot Lily?
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching, though I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first.
When I threatened to arrest her, Clause broke. She told me everything. It was all a lie.
Oh. Well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor above all else. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
At first, Titus told me it took some convincing.
Oh, fuck. Took some convincing my ass. No Those guys liked me, I know it. This is what happens to people whom people like.
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck do the rest of you get by?
Does she mean that you're not a person whom other people like?
Hey! Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal. I opened them up.
I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same.
That did make her forgive them. A little.
I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you.
Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
Would you say that Lely was a likable person?
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types.
There's nothing more personal you had against him? Perhaps his way with women?
You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussy's not a problem for me, and definitely not a reason to off someone.
See her confident gaze, her toned arms. Yeah, she wouldn't have had much trouble in the intimacy department.
Don't you feel protective of the Union?
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here.
She didn't hate him, okay?
I have other questions.
I'm listening.
Do you have an alibi from when Lily was shot?
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you.
There were 10 minutes they couldn't account for.
You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time.
Our investigation has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder.
Wow. Now I'm curious. Please, explain.
There's a secret way from the first floor of the whirling to the roof.
Don't know it, but also...
Evaluating your competence as a police officer.
The shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we would have all heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
That didn't go super well. You've got to lay something better on her.
She didn't do it. You have a gun. You have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader?
No.
This is such a wipeout.
Yep. Where did you get it?
The gun store. Trigger Happy Jacks.
Really? Trigger?
What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal.
I can't quite tell what kind of gun is it.
A knocked-away 80 front loader. 2-barreled. Not really what you were looking for, I'm guessing.
That isn't it.
Do you collect guns? Maybe old rifles?
No, they're not practical. Break too often.
There's other evidence I want to ask you about.
Yeah, evidence.
You liked Claudier a lot.
I considered her a good friend, yeah.
Are you a girl like her?
What the hell, man? Yeah, why not? I've gotten worse.
Her hand slipped from the dial of the compressor for a moment, almost turning it down. Then she put her hand back. Not yet. Not yet.
Is peeping one of your hobbies?
I'm not following your clever insinuations, Detective.
There's a hole in the wall. You can see into Claudier's room. I wouldn't blame you. See, just the hole in Claudier's wall is pretty suspicious.
If I want to stare at a pretty girl, I can pick one up at a bar. Or, worst case scenario, look at a naughty photo. Who has time to go skulking about the whirling, drilling holes in walls?
You haven't been watching Claudier through a hole in the wall.
Nope. Look, she has an effect on people. That je ne sais quoi that makes it impossible not to look at her when she walks into the room, and very difficult to look away. But travel enough and you realize, for the same reason that she's everyone's type as an object of desire, she's not irreplaceable.
Wrong. That kind of pussy is never replaceable.
But you want it to be more than just friends.
Oh, so that's where you were going with this.
She said you wanted to run away with her.
That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts who didn't want to catch up with us, and we enjoyed listening to music together. Why not go on a road trip?
The lieutenant watches her expectantly, occasionally shaking from the pain.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Clausy was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once. And yeah, after that I thought maybe we could make a go of it.
She touched that radiant beauty, that silver wellspring of desire.
Hold on, Claudia only likes truly buff men. Sure. Then what happened?
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much, and how guilty she felt for leading me on. I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on.
No ill will there. It wasn't a problem for her.
Claudia said you got very angry when she started seeing Lily threatened her.
Yeah. One time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how dangerous her patterns with men were. I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a DeLorean tragedy.
Despite everything, you helped her by staging the lynching?
Yeah. The girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. It was a no-brainer.
There are other things I'd like to ask about.
Go ahead. It's your body.
Did you like to hang out on rooftops?
Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna.
Is that the only reason you hung out on the roof?
The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. Along with Claudia.
What was so great about her antenna?
It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival.
So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof?
Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot had to have come from afar.
Did you leave any flowers for Claudia on the roof?
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style.
They aren't just flowers, they're symbols of revolution.
So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on.
Claudia was mourning.
I never did understand why, when someone dies, a hothouse's worth of flowers has to die too.
It's a sacrifice. Okay, so you didn't leave Maybelle's?
No, I did not.
You're running drugs for the Union. I've been through your lorry.
So, Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician.
That really comes as a blow to her.
No, I didn't. I found my own way in.
Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You're going to arrest me for drug trafficking?
Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her.
You had a financial incentive to kill the merc.
Man, it's to get away from all that murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union.
She deliberately avoided naming the mob she worked for. You might be able to find this out later.
I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun has only been used for self-defense against serious scum.
There. It's going to be easier to reach the machine now.
But you're threatening us with this.
Based on what I've heard about you, you are serious scum.
There's a sinister note in her voice. Even with the gun and the compressor, she's afraid of you.
Okay, let's take a step back.
Yeah? Where?
More questions before doing anything.
Who killed the merc if it wasn't you?
How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I got to him, and there hasn't been any useful gossip over the radio.
Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice. She's been staying up late, listening in on the conversations crisscrossing Martinez.
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good long while.
What happened Sunday night? Tell me your version.
She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. Then Claudia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. so I grab a seat next to her.
Wait, did she also seem high to you?
Oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before.
This woman has seen people OD. Glacia wasn't quite there yet, so why worry?
Blage said you knew something was wrong immediately.
No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
Blase said you seemed to have a plan, prepared when you got there.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea.
She looks shaken. She wasn't surprised to be ratted out, but framed.
Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up there. It was like she was another person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys.
Showerhead resourceful.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed.
Do you think she killed Lily herself?
As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although the way things are going, fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me.
You didn't kill him, why hide?
I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent.
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop, that strange, distant fear is getting close now. It's a fear of yourself.
What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent?
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded.
How do you know this? Who's everyone?
Everyone in Jamrock. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you?
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Tell me, what's my name? If you know that about me, know my name. You must know my name.
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to La Puta Madre.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the tape. Criminals make up bogeyman stories about cops all the time. I don't know. Sounds pretty convincing to me.
Heard of La Puta Madre. He's dangerous, right?
Is that a joke or a threat?
I'm sorry, I know
I'm
this
guessing
must
both.
be all about this, but I lost my memory recently.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough.
A man in a white suit walks through a garden coaxed from soil that had once been covered in asphalt. A city block closed off from the rest of the city by dark buildings. Rows and rows of poppies, most of which have lost their pink bloom, flank his steps. The man looks around, then up at the sky, sighs. Taking out a knife, he crouches at the end of one flower bed. He scores a seapod, very gently. Milky sap begins to ooze out. The pain comes over you again.
Wait, what did you do to this Madre anyway?
You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus.
She's not going to change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait, one thing, possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
When I came into town, was there anyone with me?
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway?
I don't know what happened to them.
Sure you do. I bet they're just outside waiting. I guess I'll take my chances.
Who was in this squad?
Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either.
What else can you tell me?
One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in uniform. All were carrying. That sound about right?
Yeah, that's right. I was just testing you. They're right outside of guns. No, that doesn't ring any bells.
Well, this has been a great talk, really. But I think I'm going to hit the road now.
She means it. You better make your move soon.
Do you know about the bunker next door? Matters. Oh, then I die.
The violent white noise becomes even more overwhelming closer to the compressor. Feels like your brain is swelling up in your skull.
Hold still and try to have an apocalyptic vision.
Officer, are you okay?
Shit. Don't worry, Ken is just trying to have an apocalyptic vision.
The pain intensifies as your hands attempt to reach out into the pale chaos.
What are you doing? I told you it's best not to move.
8 5 2 6
Kim, make it stop!
Look, I know this isn't very fun for you, so let's wrap this up. You have a tribunal to attend.
She knows about the tribunal.
Do you know something about the tribunal the mercenaries are planning?
Tribunal is an awfully fancy word for what they're going to do. But yeah, I was listening to their frequency. They finished their investigation. Now they're gonna put on a show before meting out punishment. Even though those assholes gave me up, I'm worried for the boys. And you, watch out for yourselves. You seem to have a habit of walking into traps.
Planning to set up a trap for us?
I'm guessing you don't know that a 3rd mercenary has come to town just in time for the tribunal. Now you do.
3 mercenaries, no doubt armed to the teeth, hungry for vengeance. You've only got muzzle loaders. This isn't looking good.
A 3rd. Ah, this is bad.
As I said, watch out.
The pain is becoming unbearable now.
We can't take it anymore, just go.
Glad to have been of assistance. Best of luck to you, officers. Revishal's a bitch.
The woman runs past you and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Please don't kill me. Oh, thank God. It's okay.
All things considered, it could have gone worse.
Wait, shouldn't we go after her?
No, I don't think she did it. She's someone else's case now.
It's too late now, anyway. She's gone.
What now?
Now we have to come up with a really good excuse for why we walked right into a trap like that. This isn't going
What
to
else
look
are you
good
gonna
in
do?
the report. Her tent. Maybe there's something in there.
Tremble. The time is now.
What?
Ta'ola.
What time is that?
Time for the show. For Ta'ola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
Hey, Ola, what's that?
Ulogu Theodos. Xeno Zausin. Ipoli Osithian. Echondes Fronisin.
Wait, when does this countdown begin?
Monday morning. The moment you arrived in this reality are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
This is because of the insane world ending I've been saying, isn't it?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
How did I mark myself? Am I sure it's not just a joke or some kind of coping mechanism?
It's totally also a coping mechanism.
I'm a little afraid.
So you should be. The world island crumbles at your feet, and in the far plain, Palindropos. Perhaps, just a thought, this has something to do with the hangover.
I do think the world might end soon.
The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
Cool. Love it. $8. Cooking utensil. She's prepared herself some porridge with bananas. Oh, thank God. Excuse me while I take this whole bottle of pills, Kim. Dark water trails into the distance. There is no way out.
The plain red tent stands by dispassionately. It was pitched by practiced hands. She's used to camping out. The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. It reeks of cigarettes.
Shine your flashlight on the books.
Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
Sift through the magazines.
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine. It's a leather notebook.
A notebook?
You pocket the worn brown leather journal.
We should read this immediately. Like, right now.
Okay, anything else in here?
The plain red. It was pitched by practiced hand.
Okay. Let me... There was another thing over here. Concrete pipe. With an anorak in it. And some money. And some more money. Let's see. Composure and shivers. Gift from the revolutionary. Nice. Yeah, let's get our shivers on. Perception. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. These are sexy pants. Nice perception boots. Clear-eyed and shivery.
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket. It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller. This was important to her when it was still hers.
Unwind the strap.
The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled.
Study the handwriting.
The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently. Perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins.
Flip through the pages.
It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
What kind of logistics?
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
What are the diagrams? What is that? It's Elise. What are the diagrams of?
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape.
And, what's it called? Fibonacci sequence? Anything personal?
Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them.
How far back do the entries go?
The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable.
She left, so August of last year, right before the incident, she was, something rocky happened. So sometime between August and November, she said, fuck la puta madre, and left and came to work for the union. Why did she write the day Lely died?
Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Loyal to a fault. But that's another matter entirely. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it.
Anything about La Puta Madre?
That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell.
Mention of La Puta Madre.
What about this M? Could this be La Puta Madre? Here, March 9th and March 15th.
See, March 9th entry.
Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry or on a smoke break. Well, I won't stick around just to twist my own neck by constantly looking over my shoulder.
Okay.
Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? The call? Did M call her personally? Why?
Read the entry from March 12th.
Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. I've made it a point to believe in the best in people, the boys, for example. But experience tells me, did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? I can still hear his voice in the receiver. Taste the plastic. The entry ends abruptly.
Let's see, what's the most recent entry?
The most recent entry is from today. It reads, even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
It looks like she might have been framed.
She didn't do it, then maybe it's good that we didn't catch her.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does. Especially if she has problems with the Madre.
So I have a theory that Claudier is a spy for Joyce in Wild Pines, and that's why she was sent here in November after whatever happened in the church. And I kind of hope Claudier picks up Ruby somewhere out in the wild and converts her into a spy for their organization. Be interesting. Kim, am I really a La Puta Madre agent?
No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
His trust is well placed. You aren't. You can feel it.
Then who do you think killed the merc?
Claudia was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself. Or
Nobody heard the shot.
maybe she had an accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on her. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags. Questions to ask. Let's be careful, though. The tip she gave us about the tribunal was disturbing.
Okay. Can't go that way. Boo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, I think this is where we're gonna leave things. Let's get back to the village here. I don't think I have anything else to do. Check the boardwalk for bullet traces. Can I do that one? Go look. I have a few minutes here. I'm gonna walk across that disgusting brown liquid.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner.
Okay. Well, that yielded nothing. Wrap my perception up. Maybe... I need some ciggies. Ugh. Okay. Go up onto the boardwalk really quick. Be gone. By Trent. Let me... Visual calculus. Hello? Visual calculus. Exposure. Visual calculus. I need perception. What are you doing up my ass? I'm gonna walk along the boardwalk here. One more time, we'll slowly go up the boardwalk. One last little thing. I need to be down there? Okay. Can't. I know we're good friends and all, but please. Please. Let's see, maybe I could see the boardwalk? Okay, well. Go to the village. And boop, boop, boop. Cat sleeping over here on my mouse. Let's just for that fast travel. Fine. Jeez Louise. Okay. So, we will come back Saturday and see what we see. Things are happening. You're not checking out my TikTok. Then what are you even doing with your life? All the best tidbits are there. Ugh. Cat hair all over my mouse. Okay, anyway, thanks for stopping by. I'll be here next Saturday, same bat time, same bat channel. And bye.